What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching another video. Today we're finally going to be installing the EQT discharge pipe kit that I got in the mail. It's in this box right behind us. I'm going to be showing you what we're going to be putting in today's video, and I'm going to show you how to remove the stock charge pipe and how we're going to install this and the comparison, because this charge pipe set, it's way bigger than the stock one, and it's something that I've needed to do and one of the last bolt-ons that I need to do for this car. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is remove your intake, whether you have a stock box or if you have an aftermarket. You're going to have to at least remove your intake hose for whatever setup you have so you can get access to the actual charge pipe. So I'm going to be removing my blaze intake so I can have some room so I can get to where I have to go. Okay, so now that the intake is off, we have everything exposed. So this is the charge pipe that we're going to be removing, and then we have the turbo muffler, which is right here, this piece. It's a little hard to see. And we got one bolt, there's one on top and then one on the bottom. So this whole thing needs to come out. So I'm going to be undoing this clamp right here, which is, you can see that it's a 7mm. So I'm going to be undoing this, taking that off, and then I'm going to be taking off each one of the bolts on the actual turbo muffler. As you can see, there's one right there. So I'm going to try to set up the camera as best as I can. And it would be a good idea to use some stubby tools. I'm using this little stubby socket set. So this is going to be, like I said, a 7mm. So I'm going to loosen this, and so you know, we will not be reusing any of this stuff here, so you could put that to the side, not have to worry about it after. Okay, and now we're removing these screws that go into the turbo muffler, and I'll show you that. So it is going to be a 5mm Allen head, and there's going to be 3 of them. So I was able to crack the first 2 already from up top, and again, it's not a lot of space to work, so I highly suggest, once again, if you have some stubby tools, to use them. Okay, so right now we have all 3 of these screws out, and as you can see, now this is moving. So what we have to do now that all of this is loose and ready to go, we need to undo this T30 right here, and then we're going to actually have to go under the car and undo it from the bottom so that this whole piece comes off. Okay, so now we're going to remove this T30 here, and it shouldn't be on too tight. There we go. And we're going to fully back this out, and then we're going to be heading under the car so that we're able to remove the one from the bottom. There you go. So now that is completely off, and as you can see, this whole pipe is now moving. So let's go to the bottom and finish the job so we can pull the stock one out. Okay guys, so we're going to be removing the belly pan so that we could expose the charge pipe, the stock one, so we could undo it from the bottom, and then the whole charge pipe could come out. So let me take these out so we could pull this back, and yeah, we'll be able to Okay guys, so we're going to be removing from the intercooler the 7mm clamp. This will allow everything to undo from here. A little more. Make sure to put this on tight because I don't want to have any issues with high boost pressure with these blowing off. So there we go. There's one, and now we need to remove, like on the top of T30, there's also going to be a T30 down here that I'll try and show you guys. It's in a little tough spot, so I don't know how well I can pick that up, but I'll try and show you. Alright guys, so there's going to be 2 T30s, so don't get confused on which one you need to take off. So it's not going to be the one that's closest to the passenger side, it's going to be the one that's closer to the driver's side. So it's not going to be this one that I'm pointing at, it's going to be that one on the driver's side. So that's the T30 we're going to be taking off. The last thing we need to do is undo these wires, because this little clip is, there we go. It's going to be onto the actual charge pipe itself, and then this is going to go onto the new one. So now we should be able to loosen this up and then pull this out from the top. It's not a game, it's a rich thing. so I wanted to show you first the turbo muffler on the stock one, which this is the size, and then this is the one from EQT, which is, I mean, I think it's very noticeable how much bigger the EQT one is. Even this can fit inside of the EQT one, so I mean, that is just massive. And then to the turbo, this is a straight through now instead of having all this like little baffling that kind of distorts the airflow. So that's why this is a much more flowing system than the OEM turbo muffler. Okay guys, so we're gonna have to steal the screw and the grommet from the stock charge pipe and put it onto the new one. So there's gonna be one here, and then the second one's gonna be the bottom one, which is right here. It shouldn't come out with much trouble. It should just kind of pop out. Yeah, I mean, it came out really easy for me. If you're having some difficulty, you could probably use some like WD-40 or something to get it out, but as you can see, it comes out very easily. And then we're gonna take out the bottom one the same way. I was just pushing the screw with the little, there we go. And then, there we go. So, and now we're gonna transfer these over to the new one, and we should be good to start assembling everything back into the car. Okay, so really nice. EQT provided new clamps. We got 4 new clamps, some zip ties so that we can put all the wires nice and neat where we had to take them off the original charge pipe, new screws for the turbo muffler, and a new O-ring. Okay guys, so first thing I'm actually gonna start off with is this hard pipe here. I'm gonna put this into the car, snake this down so that we can line this up. Okay guys, so it does take a little bit of wiggling to snake it down between everything because this is a little bigger. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna secure it up top and make sure that it goes in straight. And then I'm gonna go under and make sure that I have that good to go as well. So let me again just make sure that this is gonna go in straight because I don't wanna strip anything out. There we go. I'll tighten that up. Okay guys, so the new turbo muffler is in. Now that was very tricky because the O-ring doesn't like to stay in place. So I already tightened up all 1, 2, and then the third one's up top. And you want to use your hand to feel around with your fingers to make sure that the O-ring gasket isn't out anywhere on the turbo muffler, because if it is, you're going to get a leak there and you don't want that. So I'm feeling all the way around right now and it feels like I'm good. Again, it may take a couple of tries to actually get it on perfectly, so it is a little tricky, but it will go on. Just have some patience. And now this is all tightened up, so we're going to start putting all these silicone pipes now from the charge pipes that EQT sent over. Stuff out of the way. Set that over completely and just make sure that it's even all the way around. Perfect. Now we can take our clamp. I'm going to orient it this way so it's easy to get to. Nice and tight. This side onto the intercooler. All the way down. Okay, now I'm going to orient the clamps. So we're going to tighten now the 2 clamps here on the bottom to make it all nice and secure so nothing blows off. So here's the finished product, guys. Turbo mufflers in back there, kind of hard to see. EQT silicone for the charge pipes to the hard pipe here, and then show you guys under the car we have all of this as well, all tightened up, ready to go. So I just got to put the belly pan back on the car, got to put my intake back on, and then we're going to take the car on a drive and see what it feels like. All right, guys, so the car is currently running right now, no faults or anything. I turned off the traction control just so I could like rev it more, and to be honest, I can't tell if it's louder, but it is running right now, and I don't feel any or see any sort of leaks or anything like that. So everything seems to be good. Everything is put back together. I just got to put the engine cover back on, and we're gonna go out for a drive and see what it feels like and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, so we're going on a drive, and let's see how the car feels. Just pulled it out of the driveway, and we're gonna go around town. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. First thing I'm noticing right away is the throttle response is much better. Right when I put my foot down, it feels like the car's gonna go. So that is really nice so far. I do want to open it up a little bit. I can't really do any like full pulls, but I'm gonna try and just get on it just a little bit to see what it feels like. So I will say, guys, that the car definitely feels a little peppier, but I feel like that's obviously to be expected. You're allowing more airflow to the turbo, which, you know, it's gonna obviously suck in more air, so it's definitely gonna feel like the throttle response is much snappier, and that's exactly what I'm getting right now. It's just a very snappy throttle response, which in turn probably is making me feel like the car is quicker than it actually is. It's probably the same, it's just, it feels smoother and better. Anyways, guys, that's going to conclude the video. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, the fact that I had a stock turbo muffler and the stock charge pipe on a hybrid setup was really silly. So obviously, I was just waiting for the kit to come in so I could install it. And it's a pretty simple install. It should take maybe like 30 to 45 minutes at most. And make sure that you're using the proper tools and maybe some stubbies, because it is a pain to get into some of the places there on the bottom. But anyways, not a big deal. So if you guys have any questions on the install, please let me know down in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.